What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Logistical Styles coming at you with another video, and today I'm doing a little bit of an update on my DIY photo booth. I've had a couple of changes, nothing too major, but just wanted to give you an update and let you know that I am still messing around with it, working on it, trying to perfect it. And the biggest update so far has been the fact that I finally got an iPad Pro. So that's the 12.9 13-inch version of the iPad. So now I had to come up with a better or a bigger ring light. Basically, my previous iPad photo booths were like 16 and 18-inch ring lights, but the iPad Pro never fit into it. So I was using the iPad Air at the time, and that also fits with the iPad mini, and I believe with the regular iPad as well. But the iPad Pro just could not fit into an 18-inch ring light. So what I did was I went ahead and bought a bigger ring light. This is a 22-inch ring light. Now the difference with the bigger ring lights is they don't do that RGB color. I could never really find one that does all the little colors, but to be honest, it wasn't really that important. It was more of a gimmick because when you're actually taking pictures, you want the bright white light. So this right here is an 18-inch ring light. I got it from Amazon. I'll put it in the link in the description below. It comes with a power cord, a power brick. We'll get into that a little bit later. And it comes with a remote control, so you can control the brightness when you're far away. You get this nice carrying case, and you also, on the back, you get USB ports, so you can actually hook up a cable to charge your iPad while you're using the photo booth, which is really cool. Now I ended up having to make another back for the ring light. You see I have this wooden back right here. This is kind of like the crucial part of the whole photo booth thing, is to be able to find a way to mount your iPad. So I get this board right here from Home Depot. This is like a 1/4-inch board. It's a 1/4-inch piece of board, and I went ahead and cut out a background or outline of where I wanted it to fit in with the ring light, and I just used my jigsaw and cut it around. And I'm using Velcro to attach it. I got this industrial strength Velcro. You can get it at Walmart or Home Depot, but this allows you to attach the backing plate, which is what you're going to attach your iPad to the ring light. I just use the furry part on this side of the ring light and then the scratchy part on the board, and I'm able to because the ring light comes just like this. It comes with some adapters that allow you to hook up multiple iPhones, and if you have the Luma Booth app on your iPhone, you probably could just do photo booth with iPhone, but people prefer an iPad, and people prefer the bigger iPad Pro. Although my iPad mini worked, not the mini, but my iPad Air worked just fine for all the events I've done so far. But now I've got the iPad Pro, so I have to get something bigger. Just Velcros right onto the back really nicely, and then I put it on my stand. I'm still using the same formula for my stands pretty much. The only difference is I have added wheels. These wheels right here, these are 1.5 inch wheels that you can get from Harbor Freight. They were $1.99 each, but it allows me to roll it around. I'm not going to roll it on the ground because I don't want to mess the wheels up, but in a hotel ballroom or wherever you might be working an event, you can have wheels, so you can kind of roam it around, especially if you put a power station on the bottom, which is an option that you can do to allow you to be able to roam the room and take photos right there on the spot, because sometimes people don't always want to come up to the backdrop, and a lot of times you're limited to the backdrop because you don't have enough lighting. But with this 22-inch ring light, I promise you it is very, very bright, and you will get great pictures with it. I'm doing a wedding with it this weekend, and we're actually also going to be using a printer. So this will be my first time printing at an event with Photo Booth, but we're going to be using a Canon selfie printer. This is provided by the company that I subcontract through. So I'll see how well it works. I did one test with it already, and it seems like it's really kind of slow from the time you take the picture to the time the actual picture is done printing. It's like 3 or 4 minutes, and that seems like a long time, especially if you're at a very populated wedding where there's going to be a lot of people in line. You don't want to wait 4 minutes per user. The plan is to push people to use the digital version where they get a text message and they get it sent to their phones, but we'll see how it works. I think once one person sees someone with a hard copy, it's just going to spread like wildfire. Everybody's going on a hard copy. You're going to have a line full of people waiting to take these pictures. That's just my prediction, but we'll see what happens. They are sending a photo booth attendant to come work the event with me, so I won't have time to troubleshoot at all once I start DJing and I'm doing things. I won't have time to troubleshoot a printer. So, but this is the photo booth right now. Let's go ahead and pull out, let's hook it up. One thing I have to do is I'm gonna have to shorten this pipe, because since I've added the bigger ring light, this actually makes the photo booth taller, and then using the wheels, which are, like I said, 1 5/8 inch tall, that makes it even taller. So I'm gonna have to cut this down by a few inches. Probably I'm gonna cut it down by maybe 3 or 4 inches to make it a little bit shorter, but this is what it looks like right now. Put it on, lock it in, and I use a router. I went and bought me a router, and it's crazy. I bought this router, it cost probably $150 or so, but only so I could be able to make little small things like this notch right here. I'll show you, I'll bring it up closer in a little bit, but this notch will allow the charging cable to go up into the iPad. Now I've ordered a iPad holder that I'm going to Velcro to it. I'm still doing the Velcro of the iPad to the backing, and as you can see, the iPad Pro fits in there quite nicely. So once I hook up the ring light, you'll see how bright it is. You're gonna get good pictures. So normally with my other ring lights, I've had to use other lights as well to get the backdrop to be lit up well, but I think this will be enough for just about any event. But I still do have lighting, and I'm going to show you a little trick about what else you can do with these contraptions that I've come up with the stands and the bases. I'm going to show you another way you can use these in addition to working with just the photo booth, the iPad photo booth. But like I said, as you can see, this is my iPad Pro. Right now it's in the Magic Keyboard. We'll pull it out, but it fits in there perfectly. So I've got a nice case coming in from Amazon. I'll put a link for that in the description below as well, and you'll see that it works out really well. Now I will say that this is a DIY photo booth, and I think you should use it to, if you're really serious about photo booth, you should use it to make enough money to go out and get something a little bit more polished, or maybe a little bit more, I don't even want to say more professional, because I think this is professional, but you know, saying something more sturdy. Like this works great, but the bigger the ring light, the more wobble you may have. Now if you have an attendant and they are, you know, helping people through it, that's fine, but I would not really feel too comfortable leaving this as a drop off, because it is a little wobbly. You know, even with that, I mean, it's just a matter of how much you tighten down this bolt right here. But if you tighten it too much, you can strip it and you can crack something, and then you'll just be stuck with a ring light you can't use. And I do have 1 or 2 ring lights downstairs that I can't use because they're missing pieces or something broke. So you got to be mindful of that. But if you have an attendant, and also another thing, the reason I used 1/4 inch wood for the back is because the heavier the wood you use, the more stuff you put on it. You know, people have asked me about putting an enclosure around the iPad, around the edges or whatever. All that adds weight to this already top heavy device. So when you make this thing super heavy, if you use heavier wood, thicker wood, if you have extra stuff added on, then it becomes an issue. Even the choice of iPad case that you use is kind of crucial to, you know, putting as little weight on top as possible because you don't want it wobbling around all crazy. You know, I mean, it is fine enough for you to walk around and roll it to where you need it to have it rolled to, especially with the wheels, but it's top heavy. It's top heavy. So I had another design that I originally went with when I made Photobooths, but it was extremely heavy all around. It was made out of wood, a big like rectangle thing. I may make another one just to see how people like it, but with this one, this is where I'm at with it right now. Another thing that I've upgraded is the paint that I use. Right now I'm using this Rust-Oleum 2X gloss paint. Like you see this right here, this is that high gloss, and this is just me one heavy coat right from the beginning. Initially it was white like it is down here. I'm in the process of painting the bottom. Now I'll put some wheels on it and roll it around. But yeah, this is the paint that I'm using, and this is the results that I'm getting. Really decent high gloss finish. Because the PVC pipe is white, when you're moving it around, if you're not protecting it properly, you're going to get chips and scratches, and you'll see white underneath it. So it doesn't, the great thing about this paint is this paint costs like $5 a can at Walmart, so you can fill in those scratches easily, you know, in between. But if you're careful, you won't get too many scratches, or if you put a really good couple of heavy coats on it, that'll probably also help as well. But let me go grab another piece so I can show you what else I've been using with these stands, these bases right here. All right, so here we are. I said I was going to show you something different that you can do with this, and before we do that, I want to show you what the ring light looks like when it's on using a remote control. You have different shades of white that it can go to. I'm not sure if you can get the full effect with this being outdoors with the light already being very bright out here, but you see I have control over it and I can turn it off. But now another feature of this is the fact that if you take this off and say you have just this alone, let me put this up. On the top you can unscrew this, and when you unscrew, you have right here what is a, I believe this is a number 10 screw. I got to look it up. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but this is a screw, or maybe a 1/4-inch screw. I can't remember what it is. I think it might be a 1/4-inch screw, but it allows you to screw on things like these tube lights or a camera. Even on the bottom of this GoPro that I'm recording with, there's a screw. This is like a standard size, and you can just screw things on there, and you can do, like I have many projectors that have a little screw base on the bottom, and I can just screw it there, and I can have a projector that I can roll and put it where I need to go. It's battery powered. I'll show you that when we get down in the studio. I have to find it, but it's a little handheld projector. I can put it anywhere because I have this. I can take this right here. This is a tube light that photographers use for you know, this is very basic, entry level, but you get some lighting. You can take it, screw it right in, and it's an option. You know what I'm saying? What you can do is, maybe you want it more than just the ring light. Maybe you want it some more. There's a little black on here because I had paint. I'll get that off, but maybe you want to have a little extra lighting at your event. You get one of these bases right here. I mean, you could also just use the stand itself that, you know, as a tripod. Those are ugly, but make yourself a base, and now you have a stand for your tube light. Then you can put, or you can take this off and put in like a camera, a GoPro. You know what I'm saying? Just screw it on, and it's an option for you. A lot of people don't know it's there because it's covered with this little black cap on the top, but if you remove that, then you get that screw exposed, and you can put other stuff on there. So it's not just for the ring light, you can use it with other lights as well. So yeah, there's been some updates, and there's been some additional use cases for the stand, and I think it will be really beneficial. So y'all check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Shout out to everybody who has reached out to me. I know I got to call some of y'all back and you know, just discuss what y'all have done with it, because I've seen people get inspired by my other video and they've done some really cool things. I've seen someone even come up with like a kind of a makeshift 360 booth. I need to go back and revisit her message and look at those pictures again, but maybe we'll do a video and we'll do do a lot. That's a good reason to do a live session. People who have watched the DIY photo booth and have done their own variations of it. If I could figure out a way to do that, that would be a great live session. But anyway, this is where I'm at. Still working. Like I said, I got a photo booth event this weekend. It's a wedding, so I'm gonna get some footage of that and I'll show y'all that on my next gig log. But we got more videos, so keep liking, subscribing, and I will see you on the next one. All right, peace.